All right. First off, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes, it is 12/15, January 1st, 2019. So we
I'm
are
with Iron Wifey right now.
And I'm with Iron Angel, my baby.
She's so beautiful.
Okay, too much.
She's beautiful, guys.
Okay, so anyway, so we're in the new year.
Yes.
And of course, this podcast is new to our listeners.
Welcome, guys.
Yes, welcome.
Something fun to do, just something extra to do.
Exactly. So we just wanted to bring you guys a little something, just us.
Yeah, because I know some of y'all asked, about my wife, and she loves doing podcasts.
I do.
And she loves interviewing, so this was like the perfect time.
Exactly.
So, perfect way to do it. And I'll have it on the channel so y'all can just watch it. I mean, not watch it, but listen to it, and yeah.
Yeah, and the title Into the Game doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be all sports games, but any game. So it could be basketball, it could be football, it could be hockey, it could be soccer, it could be a video game.
Yeah, any kind of game that y'all can think of.
Just best believe we're going to come up with a discussion question first and really dive into the game.
Probably not much of hockey because I don't know much of hockey.
But that's even better.
Well, that makes it fun because we could be talking nonsense and
Yep.
y'all be like, "What are they talking about?" So
exactly.
That is true. I have no shame. There's stuff I don't know about.
Exactly.
Y'all can correct us in the comments.
And you guys will learn a lot over time that I know nothing. Okay, I'm not gonna say I don't know anything, but I am not a sports head, and I'm not a video game head, and I'm married to a gamer who loves sports. So,
shout out to all the sports gamers out there.
Okay, shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
But you'll learn,
Unashamed.
I'm not that one that's going to be sitting here with the accurate information, but I'm definitely going to learn along the way.
Yeah, she's the host. She interviews.
Exactly.
She has questions so she can know.
Exactly.
And again, this is all my opinion. Everything I say is just how I feel about it.
So, yeah. So join us as we dive into the game. So we watched the video with Isaiah Thomas, Chris Webber, and I want to pose the question. Is LeBron James the greatest of all time?
Absolutely not. And I'm one of his biggest fans. I think he's the greatest in this era due to the fact the foul calls. I mean, you can get called for a foul by breathing on somebody. But in this era, yes, he's the greatest, but that all time part, absolutely not.
But he said it himself that he's the greatest of all time.
And I gotta watch that video again. I want to make sure that he say I'm the greatest, like he's saying it now, like how Muhammad Ali said it, or because I believe he said once I got that ring and he beat Golden State. He said, at that moment, I felt like I was the greatest of all time. I think that's what I heard. But let's just say he did say, I'm the greatest of all time. One, that's very cocky for somebody that's 3-6.
It is. You got to have a humbling spirit to,
Yeah, I don't care if you was 11-0, like Bill Russell. You never hear Bill Russell go out and say, I'm the greatest of all time. And he could. He actually can say that, and it'll be true. You can't really say that as cocky because it's true.
I don't know basketball like that. Bill Russell... How is he the greatest of all time?
He has 11 championships.
Rings.
11. More than Jordan.
I was like, wait. I thought Jordan was the greatest of all time.
No. Definitely Bill Russell. So that's how quiet he don't need to... But there's a picture where he has his hands all over his face and it's all the rings. Bill Russell.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And one thing Isaiah, like you said, we saw the video. One thing I love that Isaiah... McHale and Rubber said was you never heard the greats say that they were the greatest.
Yeah, it's humble.
You
have humbleness. To be humble.
Now, on the court, when you're trash talking your player, that's what you do. You trash talk, but you don't go on TV and have these specials. And it's just my opinion. I'm coming from a guy who loves LeBron. I love his game, his family. He's a family man and all this other stuff. I've defended him a lot, but, I'm honest as well. When I saw that video, I felt a certain way. I was like, you're still 3-6. All right, so before the Kevin Durant, so you was 3-4, because after that, didn't he? Yeah, you lost 2 championships after that when Kevin Durant joined the Warriors. So, but this special came out now. You're 3-6, but you was 3-4 at the time. It doesn't matter. You lost more than you won. And one thing that gets annoying to me is that people throw stats out there instead of wins. he passed this player for more assists or more points or the leading scorer, whatever, all the other stuff. That's all cool. But me, if I'm a GM or one of these legends out here, I'm like, okay, how much did you win?
But you can't always base it off of wins, because then Iverson is the worst player of all times. But based on his stats, he's a great.
No, he just didn't win a championship.
Exactly. But I'm saying, if you're basing it off of wins, that means Iverson sucks.
No. I'm basing wins if you're calling yourself the greatest of all time.
Okay, well,
I was like, Iverson never said, I'm the greatest of all time. His famous line is practice. That whole line, when he's talking about practice, that's it.
Okay.
And he said, I'm the MVP of the league, and you're talking about practice. And that's true. He was the MVP of the league. Even when he lost the championship, he was still the MVP. He was the best player that year. And he said it. I'm the best player right now. And it's true. He got the award for it. Golden State has the same amount of rings as LeBron.
But Golden State is a super team.
Don't matter.
It does matter.
No. I'm talking about the fact that is he called himself the greatest of all time.
Well, yeah, that's an issue.
So all cards are off now. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts now. If you're going to, like, if LeBron didn't say that, then I would say, yes, the Golden State is a super team. LeBron had a trash Cavs team last year, a few years actually, for a while. All this other stuff. I could say all these excuses, but when you call yourself the greatest of all time, and on top of it, you put Air James on your shoes, like, unless that was art. What's the word I'm trying to say? Somebody put that on, computer wise, like, but it showed a picture, and on the box is Air James. Call yourself the greatest of all time. Is it
okay? First of all, is that cocky or confident?
It comes off as cocky,
but
he might not have meant it that way.
But
that's why I'm
waiting
for him to, because I know one of these reporters are going to ask him.
Yeah,
I know it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. But he does come off as cocky. It comes back to his first year in Miami. Not 4, not 5, not 6. He just joined the team and is already saying 7, and he only won 2. He lost 2, won 2.
But is it cocky or confident?
If I say it comes across as cocky, then I'm going to say it's cocky. Because, one, you don't need to be saying it. Let somebody else say that for you. When you look at Jordan, Kobe, all these other players, Iverson, you just mentioned Iverson, yeah. People say it for them.
Yes,
I
completely agree.
Probably the closest thing is like Shaq, maybe, because Shaq does like talk about himself a lot too. I like Shaq, but he talks about himself a lot too, and he comes across as cocky.
Charles talks about himself a lot.
No, he don't. Charles talks about Shaq, and Shaq is mad, and Shaq is Adam. So that's the thing. Charles, he just be quiet. He says, "Yes, I didn't win." And that's the thing. Going back to the cocky part. It seems like he's trying to prove something. And I don't know what else he has to prove. He's been in the league.
He's the greatest of all time.
Well, the only way you're going to prove that is to win more championships. That's it. You can't prove you're the greatest of all time and you lost 6 and won 3. And I'm a LeBron fan because I know LeBron fans out there, whoever hears this, is going to be like, well, this, well, that. I'm talking as a person who watched LeBron when he played in high school. I loved his game before he came in the NBA. I used to say, man, this guy's good. And I'm a young teenager watching him. So...
But then again, as Isaiah Thomas and Chris Webber mentioned in the video, Jordan had to practice. Iverson had to practice. All these greats learned from somebody in the NBA until they became a great. LeBron came into the league already a $100 million man, already a great. So if you didn't have to get that training or that mentorship or that wisdom from somebody in the league and work your way up, then he came in a great. And continue to be. And that's the thing.
Who said he didn't have somebody as a mentor? Just because he didn't announce it doesn't mean nobody was there.
I'm not saying that nobody was there. I'm just saying it's not like he had to work his way up to a $100 million man.
And that's the thing. People get that mixed up too. And I agree with Stephen A. was mentioning that. I watched First Take a while back. He said he had a mentor. His name was Dwayne Wade. He didn't win until he was with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, as humble as he was, took a backseat in his prime. Dwayne Wade was fine. He needed help. If anything, LeBron's helping his team. It wasn't LeBron's team, in my opinion. And I love LeBron. I think he was in a way the go-to man. But there were some moments where it's like, no, this has to be Dwayne Wade needs to have the ball.
Yeah.
because LeBron couldn't shoot for a lick for a while, during that time. But that's why Dallas beat them. They rather have him. San Antonio the same way. He was decent shooter, but they rather let him shoot than Dwayne Wade. But and Dwayne Wade wasn't the best either. But anyway, what I'm saying is, what was the question about being great?
Yeah.
Everybody had a mentor. Jordan came in the league, and he had to learn. Kobe came in the league. Kobe did one of the ones that it showed that he had to learn because his was on national television when he went against the Jazz and shot 2 air balls. 2 air balls, and Shaq went up to him and said, "They're booing you now. One day they're going to praise your name," or something like that. Everybody had to learn. So I know people say LeBron didn't have a mentor. Who knows that? Nobody knows that. I mean, look, you can go to LeBron, and I know he probably missed somebody, that helped him out. And then in time, they helped him out. But let's remember, he had to go to Dwayne Wade. That's what Stephen A. used to say. He had to go to Dwayne Wade to learn how to win. Because Dwayne Wade had a championship already. He was like, okay. I'm the champion. You came to me for help. Because of Cleveland, I felt for him. He wasn't getting no help in Cleveland. And then no star wanted to go to Cleveland because, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, it's Cleveland, yeah.
But, yeah, if you could choose Miami or Cleveland. But, anyway, it's just back to what I was saying. LeBron needs to take a chill pill. He's 34, and he still seems like he's trying to prove something to somebody. I guess it's too many haters saying that you're not that good or something. I don't know. Who cares? Social media out there.
What if he's one of those people that once you speak it, you speak things into existence. You manifest your own life. So you speak it into existence. I'm the greatest of all time.
Did he want to talk about something
upcoming year?
Did he want to talk about something that was almost 3 years ago? That was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I want to watch that video again to see if he said I felt like. Because if you feel like it, that's all fine and dandy. To say you are is 2 different scenarios. Because I can just name 2 people that will wax LeBron James. Kobe proved it when he played against Kobe.
Okay.
All-Star game, regular season games. The one thing we always wanted as basketball fans was a finals appearance between Kobe and LeBron. We would have loved that, but Kobe had the worst team at that time. Cleveland, it was a chance, but Cleveland was losing as was when Kobe was winning. Then when he went to Miami, LeBron, Kobe was losing with his team, LeBron was winning, so it never worked. And so Kobe is a savage. He ain't gonna say nothing on camera, but whenever he gets a chance to play, he's gonna shut you down. And in All-Star games, where you're supposed to have fun, Kobe played it like it was a championship and embarrassed LeBron. You saw, if people watch those videos on YouTube, you saw LeBron look embarrassed. You saw LeBron pass up a buzzer beater because he didn't want to shoot in front of Kobe. And Kobe, Melo, and I can't remember who was the other guy, went up to him and said, "What the heck you didn't shoot that for?" There was times where Kobe told everybody to move. I got LeBron. And LeBron shooted, he swatted back. And then when he tried to get, he swatted again. And then there was a time where Kobe had a fast break and LeBron was trying to block his dunk. He dunked on LeBron, then tapped him on the butt and said, "Next time." And guess who was looking right at it when it happened? Kevin Durant. I'll never forget that. It was Kevin Durant standing right there looking at it. And LeBron was trying to ignore it. That's just Kobe. And
is that confidence or cockiness?
What? Kobe?
Yeah.
No, it's just shutting him up. That's just shutting it up or shutting the noise, because Kobe is not going to say much, but when you keep talking, saying that LeBron is the next, he's here to take Kobe's spot, he can beat Kobe, all that stuff, Kobe's going to be like, "Oh, okay, that's competitive nature. I'm just going to show you. Let's see," because Kobe's the kind of person, he's going to see how good you are. And Kobe did give him his credit, but you never heard Kobe say, "He's at my level." You never, as far as I know, you've never heard Kobe say, "He's at my level." And I love LeBron, but I hate that when they had last year, it was so much talk about Jordan or LeBron. First off, Jordan's on a whole nother level. Jordan, Bird, Kobe. But one thing that annoyed me about it was they walked past Kobe. You got to get to Kobe before you get to Jordan, because Kobe's not beating Jordan and LeBron's not beating Kobe. But they walk right past them, except the LA fans and Kobe fans or whoever actually sees the facts. But one, you can look at rings, of course. Kobe has 5, LeBron has 3. If you don't want to look at rings, look at straight one-on-one matchups. Kobe waxed LeBron. You know, I never forget the time when LeBron needed help to stop Kobe, and he had like a double team on Kobe or something like that, and Kobe turned it over, and LeBron talking trash to Kobe, and Kobe looked at him like, "What are you talking for? You had help, I come at you, block you one-on-one. You needed help, and you're talking trash and clapping in my face." I never forget that. That was the one time LeBron talked to Kobe, and he never done it again. Because Kobe's right. What are you talking for? Your teammate helped you. Me, I told my teammates to move. I got him, and if he beats me, he beats me. And Kobe embarrassed him every time.
But I guess that's the reason why I believe LeBron is not the greatest of all time, because he needs a team.
Well, everybody needs a team.
That's what I'm saying. They all need a team.
Pippen.
They all need a team, but it's like, for you to say I'm the greatest of all time, it's a team sport.
Yeah, because let's not ignore the fact that that Kyrie helped in that championship.
Yeah.
That would LeBron made that 3 that Kyrie took? Who knows? More than likely, at that time, no, he's a good 3-point shooter now, but at that time he wasn't the best. He was scared to shoot free throws. He admits that. He didn't like shooting free throws.
What happened to Kyrie? Speaking of that, I know he moved teams, but whatever happened with that?
I don't really know. It's like stories been mixed up around Kyrie. They said that he wanted his own team. Some said that, he didn't like play with LeBron. It was so many different stories that I was just like, whatever happened, for you to leave a champion, a good team that's good. LeBron's still a great, amazing player, the best in this era. But, excuse me, you leaving that had to been something was going on. Whether if it was bad or good, or some people just like their own team.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I don't really know. But the whole, back to what I was saying, I hate it when people talked about Jordan. It's not better than LeBron. And then it's funny because people on social media crack me up. On Instagram, someone posted a video of Jordan being guarded, and it was somebody who was very bad at guarding people, and it was like, and they're saying that era had great defense. That was one play on whoever offensive player.
But that era, they knocked you out.
That era, they played serious defense. Yeah. And if you dare try to insult, like I always said, Steph Curry would never made it in that. Look at his father. His father was good, but he was nowhere like his son now.
Yeah.
That's why I said Curry he's great in this era. He came at the perfect time. Steve Nash, all the way up to here, the era was changing.
Yeah.
He made it great. But Isaiah Thomas and other players said that we would not let Curry shoot from half court. Charles Barkley make funny stuff on TNT out here. He was like, man, they just let him shoot from half court. I would have gave him an elbow right there. So that's the thing. It's like that area would, and you see how fragile Curry is. He gets injured from every little thing.
Yeah.
And I love the guy, but he's benefiting from this era because nobody can really touch you unless they want to get a foul call. And in this era, some people are willing to take that risk. But I'm just saying, just legally, you can't really touch him. So he's benefiting. But LeBron is great in this era. He is the best in this era, even though, skill-wise, Durant and Kawhi are not that far.
I was going to say.
Curry is like, and I'm not I'm not the biggest Warriors fan. I hate the whole super team nonsense. But I like the Warriors when they first won their ring because they won by straight skill and not relying on supermen. They were the supermen. But, what was I getting at?
Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State. Wait, what was about it? What was Golden State? I lost track when I talked about the super teams.
Well, first it was LeBron's not the greatest because Kawhi and
I said he's the greatest,
are not far behind.
Yeah, thank you. So LeBron, but Kawhi, Durant, Curry.
I feel like
those guys are not far.
But I feel like as a
especially
player,
Durant.
Okay, I feel like as a player though, Curry is just like a 3-point shooter. That's it. Like his defense.
He can get inside the paint too and do some nice layups. But on offensive end, he's a better offensive player than LeBron. Defensively, like as an all-around player, then no, LeBron's better. Kevin Durant is a better offensive player than LeBron. An all-around player, not really, not that far, but they're, and so
All right, so the greatest of this time, right now.
It's LeBron, no doubt.
Second.
Durant.
Third.
Kawhi.
Fourth.
Steph.
And fifth.
Ooh, Anthony Davis. No, wait, back up. Let me back up, because I just insulted Anthony Davis. LeBron.
Okay, first.
Durant.
All right.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Kawhi and Curry.
Where's Klay? Because I feel like Klay Thompson is an overall better player than Curry.
Yeah, if you see as a whole as a player, outside of Klay's he's been having a little tough time lately. Outside that last game against the Trailblazers, but Klay, if you look at him on the defensive end and doing everything else, he's a better all-around player. But when you talk about that guy who boosts your team and gets you that shot, Klay has those once in a while. Like, I don't know if people ever noticed, but he always has those 60-point or those, when he's like shoots like crazy, one a year. He did it with Sacramento and just went on up to now when he went against Chicago, but one or twice. But Curry has that energy where he's like, he gets the team going. Klay is, he's a good player, but I don't think he can lead a team.
Okay.
Curry's a leader and he can score on your behind. So, yes, he's defensive liability, but if I'm an owner, I would rather take the leader and the scorer than the guy who's not a leader and can score and play defense.
Okay.
Because I need somebody to keep the engine running. And Curry, as much as I don't like that team, I give them their respect. Curry is definitely, it ain't Draymond in my opinion that leads that, it's Curry. But yeah. So, greatest of all time, absolutely not, and I don't even think it's close.
Okay, so
I don't even think it's close.
So let's answer the question. Who is the greatest of all time?
Are we talking about rings or just in general?
The greatest of all time. This is all time.
You have to say Jordan. Nobody stopped. Like, when you look, when he grew as that man in basketball, nobody stopped him. But that's the thing. You can say that about Bill Russell too, but I've never really watched him play. But looking at his videos, Bill was not a scorer. Like, I don't know. I always say if Bill was moved up in Jordan's era, Bill wouldn't be as good. But I'm not going to disrespect him like that. He got his 11 rings. He's the best rings player in the world, but best player of all time, I have to say Michael Jordan. And people can be blind, because I call it being blind. Because I heard some people say there's no way Jordan was better than LeBron. He was not that good. Is something wrong with you? Like, that's what I be thinking. Is something really wrong with you? Do you know the fear that Jordan brought to teams? And back up. Forget fear. Jordan went against the craziest teams in the NBA. East Side and West Side.
That was the era of the Bad Boys, wasn't it?
Bad Boys,
okay.
The Knicks, the Heat, the Hornets, the Suns, the Jazz. Like, you could just keep going. There was only a few bad teams and not that many. Where now, and that was another. That's why I say LeBron's not close to being the greatest. LeBron had the benefit of being playing in the East Coast most of his life. The East Coast is not that good. I mean, a trash Cavs team last year swept the number 1 seed of the East.
Yeah.
A trash Cavs team.
But I feel like for the last couple of years, it's like you knew who was going to the playoffs.
You knew.
It was going to be the Cavs and Golden State every year. Like, you knew who was going.
Yeah, like I told a friend, he was like, when he saw how bad the Cavs were that last year, he was like, oh, LeBron ain't going to the finals. I was like, yeah, he going. He was like, what? He said, but these teams are getting better. Don't matter. This team ain't nothing like these teams in the East was nothing like the West. Boston was close, but maybe if Kyrie was playing with Boston last year, maybe they would have won, but that's a hit or miss. But no, Jordan, when he played, you had the Pistons to deal with, you had this team, you had that team, and then you have the West. So before you even get to, let's just say if Golden State Jordan played with the Golden State, before you even get to Golden State and Charles Barkley, the only reason Charles Barkley don't have a ring because of Jordan, but his team was crazy good. Portland, all these teams Jordan had to fight for. That's why he's the greatest of all time, because not that he won 6 and he got the dunk and he got the crazy layups. I mean, that's all cool and dandy, but like I said, you can have the stats and the looks all you want. Are you winning? When these teams are going at your head, how are you responding? He's 6-0 in the finals. Never been to a Game 7. He's never been to a game. That's the last game of the series. When you play in a series, you have 7 games. He's like, I don't even want to risk that. Let's just beat them now. Yeah. And these teams are crazy good. I would say, because people always say, if Golden State played, if the teams in Jordan's era played in this era, I think almost 75% of the NBA teams back then will smack the Golden State Warriors now. It's not just Jordan's team. I think Gary Payton, Sean Kemp's era with Shrimp and all them. I think Reggie Miller and his team, the New York Knicks, those dogs, they were dogs. Those New York Knicks, they trashed now, but I mean, when Jordan's era, they were dogs, Charles Barkley, dogs. I mean, Charles makes jokes of it now. He says, man, if I played in this era, I'll be flying in a spaceship. That's how much money I'll be making. He said, these people are not that good making hundreds of millions of dollars. He says, we were superheroes in our time, and they were. When you watch them play, it's like, these dudes are killing you. I was like, these dudes. And then the era got better. Tracy McGrady, Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah.
Who is stopping Shaq now?
Yeah.
Like, when you look, they're like, Draymond. Is that a joke? Draymond is 6'8" or 6'9". Mm-hmm. Shaq is 7'2", 350 muscle. Not 350 belly, 350 muscle. Well, he can go to the 3-point line. All right, yeah, let Draymond shoot. We see how bad he is shooting at three. And then on the offensive end, who is stopping him?
Yeah.
We can foul him. How many fouls you got? You only got 6 a person. And you think little Curry's arm is going to smack Shaq?
Draymond just fouled out that last game.
Against the Lakers, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nobody's, but that's the thing. That era was so dominant. That's why I tell people I don't really, get into one-on-ones with people about eras, because you have to look at the era. Golden State is great for this era. LeBron James is great for this era. But I think LeBron's sensitivity wouldn't be able to handle Jordan. Unless, if you have time. You have time?
Yeah, I got time.
I can talk about the attitude. LeBron, I don't care. And I'm a fan. I'd like to throw that out there because people like that I'm a hater. No, I'm one of his biggest fans. I got his jerseys. I got his shoes.
Yep.
I hopefully one day want to meet him.
That was the first jersey I ever got.
Yeah.
I was in 5th grade. Got a LeBron jersey.
Yeah, I'm the biggest fan. So, but what my point is, Jordan would tear him apart on the inside. Let's say if Jordan played now. Okay. If Jordan heard that nonsense, Jordan would say, when are we playing LA? Well, move the schedule up. Let's play them now. He would tell his team, move, I got him. I said, Jordan, I always told somebody, Jordan not only beat you physically, he beat you here. There's a documentary of him talking about the mind of Michael Jordan. And he would say, yeah, I'm not here just to win, I'm here to take your soul. And he actually did.
Wow.
I mean, because think about when you play against dogs that he played against, you can't just win by physicality because some of them are bigger than you.
You got to get into their head.
You got to get into their head.
Yep.
You got to. And he said it. He was like, I'm not here just to win. I'm here to take your soul. LeBron ain't doing that. Nobody's scared of him. They know that he's the greatest right now. But you talk about fear? They laugh at LeBron. They have no fear of him. They'll take the shot right in his face and say, what you going to do? They ain't doing that to Jordan unless they got some nerve. Reggie Miller's one of them. He did one of them. But Reggie Miller was a savage in the NBA, and he even said, I trash talked Jordan one time in the 15 years of playing. He was like, and I knew Reggie Miller went to fans with the choke sign. He went to what's that director's name for black movies? Whatever. He went to I can't remember his name, but he put the choke sign up. Reggie Miller ran his mouth. And he still said, the whole time I played Jordan, I talked to him one time, never again. Because Jordan heard me say something. He was like, what did you just say? He said, then he scored 40 on him and then told him, don't you ever talk to me. You're not that good enough. What? Hey, you talk about LeBron,
Okay.
And so
with that comment
they
won't
won't survive.
Okay, hold on.
They won't survive. Kobe too.
Okay, with that comment right there, what Jordan said, confidence or cockiness?
That's confidence.
What?
That's confidence. Because what you gonna do is confidence. No.
It's confidence after the fact?
No. It's confidence because you talk to me.
Okay.
This is my response to you. And he did it after he dropped 40. He said he looked at him the first time like, who are you? One. He said that's how he said. Jordan looked at me like, who am I? Like, like who is this guy? And he was one of the savages in the NBA. Reggie Miller was really good. I always said how Curry shoots. Reggie Miller was like that. That's why I always said Curry wouldn't survive back then, because if Reggie Miller did, that means he was really good. Curry's father was back then at that time too. It was not that good. But he was a good shooter.
Yeah.
But Reggie Miller found a way to do it. And he did, through all that nonsense. He had to take the fouls, he had to take the hits, and he was like, what you gonna do? And Jordan looked at him and said, who are you? No, LeBron against, skill alone, Jordan's better. But Jordan ain't just going for your skill. He going for your heart. He going to snatch it. And it's not just me talking, because let me just give you what NBA players said. They said Jordan wasn't just there to beat you. He was there to beat you in front of your family, in front of he said he made sure cameras was looking at you.
So he wanted to embarrass you.
He wanted to embarrass you. And what are you going to do to stop me? He said Gary Payton was the biggest trash talk in that era. He said Jordan looked at him and said, what are you going to do to stop me? And Gary Payton said, I used to talk about your mother. I used to talk about what I'm doing with your wife and all this stuff.
That's real.
And Jordan be like, what are you going to do? And he dropped 60. And that's another thing. Forget all that other stuff. If Jordan scored 60 in that era, how much do you think he's going to score when you can't touch nobody now?
Oh, yeah.
They always talk about, well, that was errors. Okay, fine. You're only making their argument better, the people about in that era better. Because they were scoring 60 in that era where you can play defense. Put them in this era where you can't touch nobody. Golden State would be irrelevant. They would be. I ain't gonna say. Well, no. Yes. They wouldn't be irrelevant. They would not be championship contenders. I'll tell you that. There's way too many. If they put all the 90s into this era with these teams in this era is already garbage. Okay. I wait for playoffs or a really good game that somebody told me in the NBA. But a lot of these teams are straight garbage. I will say some college teams will beat some of these teams I'll be watching. I'm not going to say names. I ain't going to diss them like that. But I'll be seeing some of these. I'm like, man, y'all trash. I haven't played basketball in years. Give me a ball. I can still score on some of y'all.
Oh, my goodness.
No, it's just really that bad. I'm not talking about Golden State. I'm talking about just this era. No, not Golden State. No, they'll smoke my behind. But I'm talking about just this era. That's why some of these teams just blow right past them. And Charles gonna make fun of it. You heard the nachos joke and tell me about the nachos because it's like, what else is that bad that the nachos are cold, the cheese is cold.
Oh my goodness.
They give it pickles and all this stuff. It's so true. Like, it's funny because it's true. That's how bad it is. Nobody going to these games unless you're a diehard fan or you got a free ticket. And Charles said, man, one of these games are so bad. I gave 2 tickets to a friend. He gave me back 4. This is how bad it is. And you're telling me this era is going to beat that era? No. Every game was a battle with any team almost. Hey, I tell you all the time, watch the tapes.
Okay.
Watch the tapes. Refs were pulled back a little bit. Refs called when it was a serious foul.
Yeah.
Please, they were... And I love what a basketball player said. They was like, those guys in the 90s were men.
Yes.
No disrespect to these guys now, but he said those were men.
Agreed.
Because if you don't have the willpower, then get off the court.
Yep.
KG, who works for TNT now, said, and KG had a mouth, but he would walk it. And he was like, you don't like it, get off the court. He's like, I'm coming for your head. If you don't like it, get off. Get out. What you going to do? He said there was no room for softies in this league. And, please. And then, that's just the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And Kobe and Shaq appeared. Do I need to go further with that?
Nope.
And I just hate it. I hate it so much when people disrespect the Lakers. Saying Golden State now will beat the Lakers. Even in this era. Do you know the team the Lakers had? Forget Kobe and Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Those alone are going to kill you. Going to kill you. Not win. Because Kobe had that same mindset Jordan had. He had that assassination mentality. And that alone, that word assassination, is the reason those two are better than LeBron. LeBron don't have no assassination mentality. He has the only trash I see him mostly is on he talks a little bit. But nobody's like flinching on that. It's like, okay, what does that do?
But you don't have to have the
people
assassination
were scared
mentality
when Kobe
in this
walked
era.
into the
But you don't have to have that in this era.
No. Yes, you do. I could name an assassin. He's on Golden State. His name is Steph Curry.
No.
I would give that. That's one thing. And I told you, I hate Golden State. But now when I watch that man, they are scared of him on the offensive end. They have doubles. That's why they be celebrating when they stop him from scoring. Because the dumbest shot you can think. Now, he doesn't have no Jordan and Kobe assassination. I'm talking about the closest assassination you got in this era is not somebody screaming like a Westbrook. You're not scared of Westbrook. He's just loud, you know. Not like Westbrook. But an assassin, the best one I've seen so far is I used to say Durant, not anymore. He's losing it. You know, he's great, but I'm talking about assassination.
Yeah.
Someone that you like, don't give him the ball. Is Steph Curry, the number one.
But he's gonna shoot it every time.
And he's gonna make it most of the time.
Yes.
Now in the postseason he has slipped off when he's, you know, but when and it's kinda hard to choose one. If I had to choose one, I would say Steph Curry in my mindset right now. Yeah, it's near Durant or Curry.
What about Kawhi? I feel like Kawhi is such an underrated player.
No, he's great. He's underrated. He's not an assassin. You're not scared of him.
Okay.
Assassin is you like crap.
Yeah.
You know. Steph Curry's doing jungle gym stuff before the game starts and making 3-point shots, throwing it behind his back.
Yeah.
That's the one that's like, dang. You know. Yeah. He's like the assassin with a smile. Because Kobe and Jordan ain't smiling at you.
Yeah.
Steph Curry is the guy that you know, like the movies, the guy who you figure out is the killer, but you like him?
Oh, yeah.
You think that all these other people are, and then this guy smiling in the corner like, you know, he's like the nice guy.
Yep.
And at the end of the movie, you find out he was the killer the whole time, driving off. That's Steph Curry.
Okay.
Nobody says it, but when you see him play, it's like, what you hope he missed.
So why is Steph Curry not the greatest of this era?
Because he's not an all-around player. And when postseason starts, mostly championship time, he hasn't shown up yet. Because all the championships Golden State won, why hasn't he won MVP yet? He's won MVP of the league, but not of the finals. Because Kevin Durant became the assassin of the finals. Iguodala, the first year they won, was the assassin because he stopped LeBron. But, you know, NBA players respect LeBron. They not afraid of him. You were scared of Kobe and Jordan. NBA players now that's talking in these shows used to say when Kobe was healthy and he came in our court, we were scared. We was like, hopefully he has a bad day. That means you're scared. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars to say, if I'm an owner and I hear my own player that I'm paying say, man, I hope he's scared. I'm like, y'all scared of him that bad? And then you watch him play, it's like, yeah. Okay. That was Kobe. And don't you dare say nothing to him. Because he's going to say something to you back the whole game. There was one game where he did the whole time. He just walked and said, this guy, he can't guard me. He can't guard me. And he really couldn't. He scored every time. There was another guy who ran his mouth and fouled. His name was Rajah Bell. And he used to hate Kobe at that time. And Kobe was interviewed one time. He was like, he respected the guy. He was like, he's a great defender. He's a decent defender. Good basketball player. I can score on him whenever I want. Like, he would throw stuff like that. It was like, but he did. It was like, it was like stuff like that. You know, that's why going back to the subject, you can't say greatest of all time. Kobe, and I know people can't prove Jordan and LeBron now. Yeah. You can't. It's two. You can't. Kobe was the closest one, and Kobe smoked you. Yeah. You know.
So why is Kobe not the greatest of all time?
That's why people. Well, he's not gonna be Jordan. Okay. He's a step away. One step. I always said if he won that 6th ring, maybe it would have been like an even field because they played almost the same. You know, Jordan even said that he plays just like me. Yeah. You know. So a lot of things. So top 3 reasons why LeBron is not the greatest.
Go. Number 1.
I'm gonna say the obvious. Championships. Okay. That's the obvious one. Number 2. Nobody's scared of him. Okay. And that can go so far wide in my meaning. Number 3, are we really putting him in front of Kobe and Jordan? And the thing is, and the funny part about that is, there's so many other names I can give out that's better than LeBron. But let's just keep it simple and keep it at Kobe and Jordan. But there's people between LeBron and Kobe that he's not better than. There's people between Kobe and Jordan that he's not better than. Yeah. Now, he's a great teammate because he gives you the ball. He's smart. Like, he's very smart. Like I said, he's a great player for this era. But
just not the greatest of all time.
No. I would love, if I was a scientist that knew how to go back time, I would love to say, LeBron, come here real quick. I'm putting you in this game in 1997 and just see how you do against Jordan. I'll even give you a great team. Because the thing, how Golden State stacked up like this, LeBron could have that against Jordan and still lose. Like I said, I hate super teams, but if I'm a player, I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah.
That's just my mindset. If I was playing the NBA, I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to try to beat the heck out of you and separate y'all. Since y'all came together, I'm going to work on separate y'all. Jordan would have separated that team.
Oh, yeah.
Because he would smack them. Yes, it would be... No, I'm going to say smack. It would be a challenge in this era. Because there's so many shooters. But... And actually, I just reminded myself about the Lakers. I'll go back to Lakers. I did lose that subject about that team. But Jordan will still win and not go to a game 7 with this team. And will keep beating them until they separate. LeBron, you're like, can he win one game against them?
Yeah.
That's not the greatest of... When people are saying that, that's not the greatest of all time.
Okay.
When people are hoping you just win one game because they know you're not going to win the series,
yeah.
How are you the greatest of all time? Last year, you didn't win one. At least win one. Iverson, like you said, talk about Iverson, he won one. Stephen A. said him and Iverson was friends back then. He was like, I told Iverson, you're going up against Kobe and Shaq. Crazy good players.
Mm-hmm.
Just win one. Iverson said, I got you. I'm going to try to win it all, but I'm going to get you one.
Yeah.
And he did win one. Beat the Lakers record. Winning streak. That's why Shaq and Kobe respect him to this day. They still say, that man was fearless. Like, you was like, when Iverson was playing that era, you was still like, oh shoot, this little man,
Yeah.
But no, and so.
Yeah, so before you go back on the Lakers and it being a super team, we'll cover that in another episode. But tackle...
I'm sorry, it wasn't a super team. It was about how great that team was that people are not looking at. And that they would still if they played in this area, they would shut down Curry, Clay, because they had great shooters.
Oh, back in the day Lakers versus today's Lakers.
Yeah, because I said that's one thing that irritates me. It was like, they would have lost big time. Excuse me? Derek Fisher was a 3-point shooter in a tough era. Mm-hmm. Rick Fox was a 3-point shooter in a tough era.
I forgot he played basketball.
Yeah. And a few other people was a 3-point... Brian Shaw was a 3-point shooter in a tough area. What's the difference between Curry and Clay with Fisher, Rick Fox, and Shaw? Oh, Lakers got more shooters than them. So Kobe and Shaq like, you want to play the same game? Fine, we'll play too. We got more shooters than you though. Kobe's locking down Durant. So that's one guy out of the game. Durant had to fight his butt off because Kobe ain't no...
Okay, hold on. Let's pause there.
Okay.
Because I would love to talk to you about today's Lakers versus back in the day Lakers.
Today's Lakers? Oh my goodness.
But we're not going to give...
LeBron, but I can't compare you to that
We're
Lakers.
not going to give anything away with that. So, to wrap up this episode, LeBron James, greatest player of all time, the GOAT. Definitely no.
Absolutely not. Love you, LeBron, but absolutely not.
All right. But Michael Jordan is.
In my opinion, yes. Everything I'm saying is my opinion.
Of course.
As a big basketball fan who's watched basketball for a long time, yes, I'm not on ESPN, nothing like that, but in my opinion, absolutely not.
Alright guys, so now you know what we think, but we want to know what you think. Is LeBron James the greatest player of all times? Is he the GOAT? Drop a comment below and let us know. And if there's any topics that you want us to talk about, let us know that as well. I'm Michaela, aka Iron Wifey, and thanks for tuning in to the first episode of Into the Game.